Hello, good morning. This is Ted from The Devil's in the Detail. I'm going to shortly explain what we're doing today, but on this video you could see the reflection from parts of the bonnet that will actually show up what we've found once the paint was cleaned. If you can see these speckles that are showing up across the bonnet. Now I've magnified this, it's zoomed in so it's will show up, but because to the naked eye you could miss it unless you know what you're looking for. But all them little dots are what called lacquer pop, and basically they're air bubbles that have come to the top and actually burst. I'll explain shortly what the process is that causes this, but I just wanted firstly to be able to get a shot. I've been trying to get a shot of these imperfections and found it really difficult with the white paint, but just sitting here now getting prepared, all the compounds ready, I've actually in a position where I'm sure you can see. So shortly I'm going to do a video with a full explanation of why this happens and obviously what we've got to do to correct it. Like I say, to the naked eye, if you don't know what you're looking for, you might not see it, but I'm worried that this is a very, very expensive car. It shouldn't have it, and it's just a change of the plans we had for preparing the car, but I'd rather get it right than leave these defects in. So shortly I'll be on giving an explanation of why this happens, and then I'll show what I'm going to do to get them out. So I'll be with you shortly. All we can see now really is the irregularity of the weave. As you can see, we're well on the way to getting the finish we're looking for. It's 4:45 now, and basically I've got half the bonnet done. So my arms are dropping off, and probably going to carry on for about another hour, but these are the results that we was looking for in the first place. It started to look like glass. The wings been done, so they're all matches, and it started to look much better. It looked nice before, but this is really what we was looking for. I'll be more than happy that once I've got the whole car like this, it's gonna look the dogs, as they say. The reflection's incredible. Good afternoon, or should I say good evening. It's 5 o'clock now. I've just showed the video where I've completed just over half of the bonnet. Been on this all day, and my arms used to work when I come this morning. That's what they feel like now. Anyway, joking apart, I says I'd explain what causes the lack of pop. And I suppose the easiest way to explain it is, if you think about an egg having a hard shell on the outside and the liquid inside, when the cars are painted and they're going through the baking process, if it's baked too hot or too quick, basically causes a crust or a hardening of the outer surface of the paint before all the gases from the solvents have managed to rise and spread out and flow into the paint. And basically what happens is they bake them too hot. Mercedes do it a lot as well, so you know, this isn't one on its own. The gases are rising and are stopped by the hard shell, but over a period of a week or 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks, the gases are still trying to escape, and the gases are tiny little bubbles, and as they reach the surface it pops, and because the shell is baked, it's not wet enough to flow back over the holes. So once the car's finished, it appears to have millions of tiny pinholes. Now a lot of the times, depending on the colour of the paint, it's really difficult to see, but obviously with this car being, you know, such a special car, we want it to be right before the PPF goes on top of it, because not everybody would notice, you know, but those in the know, and you know, if the car goes to a show, people know what they're looking at. We didn't want them being able to pick flies with it. Now it's not anybody's fault other than the factory. You know, the factory cars, you know, to get the cars through the process quick, they obviously are using, their booths are hot, and the heating process bakes them so that they can carry on onto the track to be put together. With the top of the paint being quite hard, you know, you can work on it, but the gases have still got to come out somewhere, and that's what happens. So basically I'd already polished the bonnet, and to be fair, you know, I was prepared to leave it, thinking that, you know, once the PPF's on you won't be able to see it, but there's always that nagging doubt. So what I did is I polished the roof in a more aggressive manner, in trying to cut down the lacquer to the level of the pops, so that they don't appear as pinholes. So basically you can see here that I've got an array of polishes. If I just move that back, an array of polishes, and I've got 4 polishing mops on the go, all with different types. These 2 are orbital and these 2 are rotary. So what I've done, I've gone for the more aggressive first. I've got the 1000 out, but I think that's far too aggressive, and it takes ages to get the swirls out from that. So I've gone with a 400 grit compound for the heavy cut, and using a cutting, but not a really firm one, but still firm, cutting pads on the rotaries, the mini rotary and the large rotary. This I've used to cut down the lacquer to level the pop, but using this compound will leave marks of their own. So after that, I've had a choice of using these 2 medium polishes. I've gone for the 220 as it's a bit closer to the heavy cut, so that it cuts the swirl marks down that the course has left. I haven't done a finishing one. I want to finish it off, check it over, and then decide, you know, whether I do a 500 and then a 380 to finish, or whether I can get away with just the 380. We'll have to see, but that'll be done on a rotary so that I can dual the finish. So I hope it's give you a bit of information of why we're doing it, and obviously you can see, you know, that it does add a lot of time to the job, because in effect you're polishing each panel a minimum of 3 times and in parts 4 times, so it just extends the job that much more. So this will be it for today, and I'll perhaps do another diary tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed it, and you know, you've seen the difference. I've put the videos on before this, and it looks good. So I'll be back at it tomorrow, so I'll see you soon.